Greetings, this is part 2 in an 8-part series on keeping score for baseball. In this video I plan to explore and explain many of the signs, symbols, and shorthand use by scorekeepers. First off, the symbols, signs, and shorthand that you choose should all make sense to you. Become familiar with your signs because you'll be using it much the same way you use your own personal vocabulary and language. By being confident and competent with these signs, symbols, and shorthand, become familiar with these so that you do not struggle with them. Let's get into it. First, each position on the field has a number associated with it. If you're a beginner or new to scoring for baseball, start here. The pitcher is position 1. The catcher is position 2. The first baseman is position 3. The second baseman is position 4. The third baseman is position 5. The shortstop is position 6. The left fielder is position 7. The center fielder is position 8. The right fielder is position 9. Before proceeding with attempting to keep score, you should know these numbers or have a handy reference guide. You will need to know the number of the position when recording both outs and errors. Now, moving on to talk about shorthand while scoring. A single is denoted by placing 1B next to a line drawn from home to first. A double is noted with a 2B with a line drawn from home to first and a second line drawn from first to second. A triple is noted with 3B with the same 2 lines from a double and a third from second to third base. A home run is noted with an HR and a 4th line from third to home. Each time a run scores, I fill in the box noting a run scored. Filling in any base runner's box who scores allows for a quick counting of runs scored. I count runs after each half inning to ensure the scoreboard reflects the book that I'm keeping. BB next to the line from home to first notes a walk. FC next to a line notes a fielder's choice. A fielder's choice occurs when the batter reaches base safely but fails to advance all other runners at least one base. E with the number after it notes a batter who reached base safely while there was a reasonable expectation that an out should have occurred. For instance, E6 written next to the line from home to first would indicate an error on the shortstop resulting in the batter reaching base. An error is not a hit. Keeping track of both is essential to keeping both offensive and defensive stats. Sack and sack B are scored to show that the batter's at bat advanced or scored a runner. Sack and sack B are shorthand for sacrifice fly or bunt, respectively, and should be accompanied by the fielder who recorded the out. For instance, sack 8 denotes the fly ball was caught by the center fielder and base runner scored as a result of the play. A capital K circled notes a swinging strikeout, and a backwards K circled notes a strikeout where the batter did not swing. WP stands for wild pitch and PB stands for pass ball. These should be placed next to the line where a runner advanced. CI stands for catcher interference, and BK is shorthand for balk. SB is written next to the line from base to base to represent a stolen base. F in the fielder's number is used to indicate a fly out to a fielder. For instance, F9 means fly out to right field. L and the fielder's number is used to indicate a line drive out to a fielder. For instance, L4 would indicate a line drive out to second baseman. U is used to indicate an out with an unassisted fielder. For instance, U3 means the first baseman recorded an out without the assistance of other fielders. All fielders who participate in an out are recorded. This is done by writing number. So let's say there's a ground ball to the shortstop and the shortstop throws the ball to second base. That would be indicated by writing 6-4. If that second baseman then threw the ball to first base, that would be recorded as 6-4-3. Even though the second baseman initiated the throw to first base, the shortstop initiated the entire play and is given credit for both outs. Every time a fielder participates in throwing or catching the ball that results in an out, that play is given credit to that fielder. PO is used to indicate a pickoff. For instance, 1-4-3-1-4-3-6 would indicate a pitcher initiated a pickoff by throwing the ball to second baseman, who threw the ball to the first baseman, who threw the ball to the shortstop, who threw the ball to the pitcher, who threw the ball to the second baseman, who threw the ball to the first baseman, who threw the ball to the shortstop, who recorded the out. When a batter or runner is recorded out, I write the number and circle it. This allows me to quickly see how many recorded outs there are and check that against the scoreboard to ensure that the board and the book say the same thing. Number BI is shorthand for runs batted in. This number can be between 1 and 4 and should indicate all runs that were scored during a batter's at-bat, including runs that were scored on wild pitch or pass ball. There's a lot from this video that a new scorekeeper needs to digest. This is the meat and potatoes of the scorekeeping world. Learning and knowing these things will build your personal competency as a scorekeeper. In coming videos, I plan to talk about your role and responsibilities as a scorekeeper. I will also talk about the act of keeping score and have an 8th video that I will give advice from my 20 or so years. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and please watch as many times as you need.